Hey guys, it's time for another review, and today I'll be taking a look at New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And I will now be using video clips. These video clips are not mine. They were either downloaded from GameTrailers or recorded off a YouTube video made by Mechamania. But you can see the logos on the clips so you know which is which. The Mechamania clips aren't the greatest quality because I just had to download CamStudio. I just downloaded CamStudio so I could record them. And also, if anybody knows a site where I can get pure gameplay footage, like just standard gameplay footage, just like random gameplay montages, I can just download them and put them in a video, please tell me, because GameTrailers haven't been working out too great. But yeah, so I've got a new style to do reviews. I am now going to split my reviews into 3 segments: presentation, gameplay, and value. Alright, so in presentation, you don't got a whole lot. Graphics are in a very awkward way. The quality is up to a Wii game, yet the whole flow of it still feels like a DS game. It's kind of weird, but you'll see it. Like, there are things where you'll see it throughout the game. Like, just by looking at the video clips right now, you should pretty much be able to tell what I mean. The audio is standard Mario music, you know, not bad, not great, like, just, it's good, nice to listen to, nothing iPod worthy. Story-wise, story is pretty ridiculous. All the story is are the Bowser kids are hiding in a cake, they capture Princess Peach in the cake, run away, Mario, Luigi, and 2 Toads have to go and rescue Princess Peach. Pretty basic story. One thing I did like is they actually gave a really weird explanation to how these items got spread out through all over the world. That actually gave me a good laugh, but pretty much the whole story behind that is there are like these 2 presents. One has a penguin suit on it, the other one has a helico cap on it. So they throw them in a cannon, they shoot at the cannons, presents blow up in the air, then penguin suits and helicopter caps just fly all over the place. And that's their explanation for there just being items randomly spread out everywhere. Okay, so in gameplay, which I'm assuming is probably what you're coming to this title for, is disappointing. Very. It definitely doesn't live up to my expectations, which is kind of hard to say because my expectations weren't super high to begin with. I wasn't expecting much from the multiplayer, but I was still expecting a solid single player, and the single player feels a bit, doesn't feel quite as strong as we would expect from a Mario game. Feels a bit uncomfortable. There are stuff like the level design. The level design has to be up. Some of the level design, like, they really go all out. Nintendo's like, this isn't going to be just basic platforming level design. This is going to be something unique. This is going to be something different. So they try to make the levels sort of as weird and as wacky as they can. And sometimes that really pulls off for them in the end, and you'll get a very insanely memorable, fun level. But sadly, most of the time, levels just turn out annoying, and their gimmicks just make them unfun. As far as the multiplayer goes, you don't got a whole lot to look forward to. They've got some stuff that was a good idea, yet it's just not played out as well as it should. For example, the ability to lift up and carry your teammates through difficult parts of the level. I thought that was a very nice idea. I thought that could have been really cool. It could have really enhanced the multiplayer experience by adding this whole new level of teamwork. But that pretty much gets way underplayed simply because if you press the A button, you can enter a bubble and simply fly over towards your player, which totally defeats the whole point of co-op. In addition to the co-op, there is coin battle, which I was really looking forward to. I was really looking forward to coin battle. because I played the new Super Mario Bros. DS, loved it. One of my biggest things I loved about it was Mario vs. Luigi mode. I was pretty pissed when I heard they took it out, but I thought, okay, coin battle, you know, it's gonna be like Mario and Luigi, it's gonna be awesome. And it sucked. Alright, so as far as power-ups go, you kinda got some problems with them as well. Like, you have the returning Ice Flower from Super Mario Galaxy, which lets you shoot out snowballs to freeze enemies. Then you can pick up those enemies and throw them at other enemies, I guess. Yet, also there is a penguin suit which can also shoot snowballs that do the exact same thing. But in addition, you can also slide on your belly and roll through breakable blocks and such. So the penguin suit is pretty much all it is the blue shell from the DS version. And I kind of much rather preferred the blue shell because the blue shell was automatic. The penguin suit you have actually got to press down in order to start sliding. The helico cap, well, it's kind of like it's a nice idea, it's fun to use. Yet you don't really, it doesn't appear in the game that often. It's kind of like how in the original Super Mario Bros. DS, how rarely the Mega Mushroom actually showed up. This is that same sort of thing. It's pretty useful, but they've also got this type of block. It's this block, you got a little spinning propeller thing on the top of it. If you pick up this block, and you can shake the Wiimote, and it pretty much works exactly like the helico cap. So I'm like, why do they need a power-up and a block that can do the same thing? Like, I actually kind of liked the block because there was a bit more strategy to the block. So, I would have actually preferred the block to appear more in the game instead of just having the helico cap. The mini mushroom and power flower also make a return. Power flower is the same good old power flower we know and love. The mini mushroom, it's nice. Doesn't appear as much as I would like it, especially because it was one of my favorite power-ups in the DS version, but it's still nice that they kept it around. As far as the controls go, I really gotta say, I did not like the controls in this game. The controls felt a bit slippery in themselves, like just walking and jumping. Felt a bit slippery, but also, they tack on shaking the Wiimote to do many things. Now, at first I thought they could have pulled this off and done something well, similar to how they would have done it in Wario Land Shake It. Wario Land Shake It had the same idea, yet it pulled it off not being tacked on and felt like an actual part of the game. This, it feels super tack on, and you could tell that they just wanted an excuse to use the motion control. There are some other cases where the motion control comes in kind of cool, like being able to like tilt a platform to get up to extra areas. So there are some cool times with it, but for the most part, shaking the Wiimote to pick up objects and everything kind of just got in the way, and it really made it feel tacked on. It honestly ended up killing me more than I'd like it to. Also, as far as the difficulty goes, the difficulty is in a very awkward position. This was sort of my same problem with Kirby 64. As a matter of fact, this game shares a lot of the same problems I had with Kirby 64. It's hard enough to become annoying, yet not hard enough to become a challenge. You'll die a lot, but the game still isn't challenging. Most of the deaths feel cheap and that they weren't your fault. This ended up to be a ginormous problem. I thought I could overlook it, and in the end, I probably will, but it's still a problem. Alright, now we're finally talking about value after that whole gameplay section. There is quite a bit of replay value. You can go back and collect all the stars. There is the hint system in the game, where collecting star coins don't unlock buildings and mushroom houses as such they did in the DS version, but instead they can be used to buy hints which tell you how to find other star coins or secret exits or places where you can get tons of lives, which is actually pretty dang neat. I thought it'd be this sort of thing to piss me off, but I actually liked the concept. Collecting star coins also unlock levels for a special 9th world. There are 8 worlds in the game, and they are all the same recycled worlds from the DS version. They don't try and differ them in any way, and for the most part they are in the same order, with the exception of World 3, 4, and 5 being in different order, which I was kind of confused about, because if you're going to have the worlds so similar and put every other world in the exact order, why not just have every world in the exact order? Just kind of made it harder to remember which world was what. In the end, it's pretty clear to tell that Nintendo knew that they wouldn't have to do much to make this game sell, so they didn't do very much. And this means that in the end, after you're done playing it all, it just feels disappointing. It is still not bad, it just really doesn't live up to the legend Mario has set.